Because otherwise it won't let me look at everything. Oh, really? Well, I guess like when I go to Twitter links for like my Reddit posts, it only posts like one per day. So like if I want to actually use my Twitter links for anything, it like restricted my like
Hello, friends. I am currently on my lunch break at work. I am using a cool new handheld camera device that I got recently, so we'll see how the audio sounds. It's a little breezy, just a little breezy today, and I am currently sitting near a fountain in a pond, so curious to see how much of that roaring noise this picks up. But yeah, I just wanted to try my hand at vlogging and reading vlogs because I've recently been watching a lot of them and just really been enjoying it. So I wanted to give it a try. So I am currently reading Tower of Dawn, which is the seventh book in the Throne of Glass series. And it's kind of a parallel novel to the book before it, Empire of Storms, and Tower of Dawn follows one of the main characters, Chaol, mostly. I'm only 106 pages into it, and yeah, I don't want to give a lot of spoilers for the series, so yeah, we're following Chaol, and it's kind of focused on it's focused on an injury that he received in a previous book and finding a way to heal that injury. And it's happening in parallel again with the book before it, with it's just on a completely different continent. So I'm really not far enough to say much. I don't love Chaol. When I first started reading this series, I thought he was interesting in the first couple books. I thought he was like the most interesting character, actually, but as the series went on, he just starts to get, and he's been through a lot. All of the characters have been through a lot, but he starts to get kind of pity party-esque. So I don't love him. I didn't miss him in the last book. I forgot that he existed. So we'll see how this goes. I hear from people that you're not supposed to skip this book. Like, you should read it. It's part of the series, even though it's kind of a companion novel. I don't know if that's really the right word. And even actually, looking at the title, the words are gold. And if you look at the title on all the other books, they're all, I think, silver. So it actually stands out as like a companion novel. And I know that the prequel, Assassin's Blade, I think is what it's called. I think it's a collection of short stories. That also has gold text. So just a little factoid if you didn't notice. So yeah, I'm only like just over 100 pages in. Don't have that much to say about it. Just a little bit bored, but I mean, I'm only 100 pages in, so I haven't quite gotten into the meat of it yet. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. And yeah, I'm finishing up on my lunch break. Today is only my second day at a new position that I took with the same company. I've been with them for a long time, since 2011 technically. I just took up a new position that I started on Friday, but it was a Friday before 4th of July holiday, which is a 3-day weekend for me in America. So I didn't get a whole lot done that day, and I'm still learning the ropes at my new job. So I'm really excited for it though, which is great. But yeah, I will check in with you guys later. Hello. I just got a haircut, and it looks very nice. My hair is now voluminous and bouncy and layered again. Yeah, and before I came to get my haircut, I read a little bit more of the book, and finally something interesting happened. And it involves a library in a storm, and that's pretty much all I can say about it without giving spoilery stuff. But it was very spooky, probably one of the most spooky things I've read in the series. Actually, the scene was very intense, very creepy. Also, my car sings at me when I get in, so yeah, hopefully it keeps picking up. These are all full of empty beer cans. My dad used to collect them when he was younger. And now I see where I get my collector habits from. Hello, it is Sunday, and I am here at my dad's place, helping him pack stuff up to begin the process of moving stuff. He and my stepmom bought a property, and the house is currently being built, and they just want to start the process of packing now. So we're going through stuff in the attic, so I'm kind of wearing comfy, stuff that I don't mind getting dirty. There's a squirrel on that tree. So yeah, I have made some progress in Tower of Dawn. I think I'm like a little over 250 pages, and it's picking up. This is very heavy on the political intrigue, which I'm enjoying. And I don't know, I'm enjoying it a lot more. Enjoying the inner turmoil and drama going on with some of the characters. There's a lot of internal battles being fought, and it's good. I'm enjoying it. So, almost a third of the way through, or about a third of the way through, I think. So yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I'm gonna go ahead and help my dad out. I just scarfed down a bit of food, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So yeah. Hello. I am freshly showered after a several hour day of helping my dad take boxes down from the attic. I got to be the one down below taking stuff from him. He was a champ and was up in the attic, and it was really hot up there, but he gave boxes and stuff down to me, and I set them aside and helped organize them. And yeah, it's a decade's worth of stuff up there, so it was kind of fun to see things that I remembered from my childhood, and old pictures and stuff of his when he was younger, and things like that. So yeah, haven't done any reading today. Been very busy, but I did pick up like 2 random little books that came out of some of the boxes, just for funsies. And one of them is The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. So this is like a classic. I don't know about classic, but I don't know. I mean, a well-known book. It's pretty old. I just thought it'd be interesting. I think that the idea of love languages is really interesting, and it's definitely a thing. I know people other couples who have very different love languages than me and Tyler do, so I just thought it might be kind of fun to skim. I don't know if I'll read this cover to cover, but maybe I will, and I know there's like a quiz to take, like, what's your love language? I'm pretty sure I know, generally, me and my partners, but yeah, it was among, I think, my stepmom's books, and she was just getting rid of a bunch of them, so I just like, hey, I'll take that. Then I ended up picking up this really cute little book called Every Living Creature, by Ralph Waldo Trine. It's very old. Cute little book. I think I checked the date. Someone wrote all over it. I don't think this was my dad's doing. But this was published in 1899. So this is very old, but I thought it was really cute, and I'll probably read this. It's really short. I think less than 100 pages. Yeah, like page 75 up there. Really short, cute little book. And maybe this belonged to my grandpa, or something like that. So yeah, I thought that was cute. I also, on the way home, stopped at Barnes & Noble. By the time I get this vlog put together, Tyler's birthday will have passed, so it's okay if you see this. I know that he watches my videos. I don't know if he watches all of them, but I know he watches them sometimes. 'Cause I guess I have to be kind of quiet because he's on voice with someone, so he has a headset on, but maybe he'll hear me. I picked up a Lego set for his birthday, which is July 13th. But while I was there, I also got the first two books in the Tea Dragon Society series. This is not new, but this has gotten just a lot of praise, and it's just like, it's a really short, this was actually in like the kids section. I was first looking for it in like the graphic novel section, but this was in the kids section, and it's just like this cute little fantasy comic, I guess, about the kind of, it's the dying art of tea dragon, caring for tea dragons, and it's just like, it looks so cute. And I love it. I've had my eye on it ever since I first saw it kind of on the internet, but I just never felt the urge to buy it. But I just decided to get the first two. I think there's 3 in the series total. So the first one is the Tea Dragon Society, and then the second is the Tea Dragon Festival, and there is a third one also. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, it doesn't say anywhere on the book what the third book is called, but yeah, I got these first 2 books. I just, they're so cute. The art is so cute. It's by Katie O'Neill. The lady at the checkout counter was just gushing about it, and she had no idea that there was a second book. So she was like, "Oh my gosh, I love the Tea Dragon Society. I didn't know that there were 2 books. I have to take a picture of this so I can, you know, pick it up." And I did also, while I was there, I decided finally, after, you know, across the years being asked if I was a Barnes & Noble, you know, club member or whatever, I decided to sign up. And it was mostly, I mean, because I love books and I get books all the time, and I've mentioned this before, but I've avoided it because I usually get, you know, 95% of the books that I get, I buy used. I prefer to buy books used from thrift stores or used bookstores. It's cheaper, and that's part of why I tend not to follow the newest releases, because the places I go, typically the books there tend to be older. There are, of course, newer releases there too, but typically books in, you know, Goodwill or other thrift stores are generally older and have been out for several years, so that's where I get most of my books. So I just haven't felt the need to get a membership to buy new books, because I just don't usually spend full price on books. But since I started my channel, I've slowly, you know, I'll occasionally pick up a new book here and there, and it's becoming more and more frequent. So I spent enough money today that it basically, the annual membership fee paid for itself, and we'll see how much I use it this first year, and if I find that it's not worth it, then I won't renew it next year. But yeah, so I saved a bit of money on the Legos that I bought, and then these 2 books. So yeah. Hey there, Levy. You good girl. Yeah. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, you want him in lap, huh? And it's taken by a book. Oh no. I am house sitting for a few days for one of my best friends, and she has 2 dogs and a cat. Tyler is out in the yard working the other one out. He's a big lab. He wanted to show me how this one got a ball stuck between some branches of a tree while they're playing fetch. Anyway, I think I was saying that they also have a cat who is elusive right now. But yeah, I was gonna settle down and read a bit more of Tower of Dawn. I'm over halfway done, and I am enjoying it. Yeah, just a lot of political intrigue, not a whole lot of action here, except that one scene that I kind of mentioned before. There's not fighting really or anything going on here. There's a lot of mysterious things going on, and that whole process of healing some injury that I mentioned. He's back. Say hello.
Hello.
So yeah, I don't know, it's good. I was looking through some reviews of this, spoiler free, and people are sort of same feeling that I had, that Kale might have started out kind of interesting, and most people aren't huge fans. I know there are certainly Kale stans for sure, but it feels sort of weird for the author to just spend this whole book focused on him and his problems when he just sort of fell apart as an interesting character earlier on. I'm glad that she's sort of redeeming him a bit. I think I mentioned before that I thought he was the most interesting character in the first 2 books, and then it just kind of went downhill from there. So, I don't know, I'm enjoying it. Less than halfway to go, and we'll see how it ends. Hey guys, so this vlog is going to be all over the place because I don't know how to vlog. So apologies for any rough transitions and just randomness. This isn't even going to be like a weekly vlog. It's just going to be like basically my vlog of reading this book is kind of how I'm going to organize it and separate it. So I am, let's see, 452 pages in. I think I'm about, how many pages are in this? So a little over 650 pages. So I am, 200 pages from the end. Also, I'm a pacer when I talk, so sorry for making you dizzy or anything. But Kale is just, he's been through a lot of shit. Hell, all the characters have been through a lot of stuff. But this guy, so I just read this, he's just having this conflict with this person. I don't want to spoil too much about the series. But he's being an asshole. He's just an asshole. Like, just because someone is hurting and going through a hard time does not excuse you from being an asshole. And Kale is just being an asshole. Like, I'm like, this is kind of his book. I don't know, I don't want to say chance to shine, but like it's very focused on him. And he's just being an asshole. I'm just mad. The things he's saying are really hurtful things. And of course, right after he says them, he's like, that was stupid. I know it's me that I hate, not I'm externalizing this. And yes, you are, and you're being an asshole. I've said that word so many times, so I just had to come and express that just made me really mad, the way he is handling this situation. And yeah, so about 200 pages to go. We will see what happens. Yeah, I mean, this has been fine. At the moment, I'm not sure if I want to give it a 3 or a 4 star. I mean, maybe a 4 star, 3.5, I don't know. Started out slow and then picked up. So, I'm not sure yet. But yep, still have 200 pages to go. I am house sitting, well, not actually house sitting, I am checking up on a friend's cat over the weekend, and I've been told that he likes this toy in particular, so I haven't been able to find him. So let's see if he'll come out at the sound of this. Haku! Haku! Nada. Well, while I wait and see if maybe Haku will come and say hi. Yeah, that last part of the book kind of made me really angry. And yeah, I didn't like the way that Kale was acting, because, in real life, even if people say, oh, I didn't mean it, I'm sorry, sometimes, words hurt, and just because you say, I didn't mean it, you can't take words back. So, and right after that scene happens, it seems like the person that he was talking to, she understood that he was going through a hard time and that he didn't mean it, even though it sure seemed to hit her hard. But, you know, it's all fine now. So yeah, I've made a bit of progress. I think I'm like 100 pages from the end. We'll see how this goes. There's kind of an intense scene up in the mountains in this book with Nesrin, who works closely with Kale, and they have their own, you know, drama. But with her, Nesrin, and this prince up in the mountains, very, let's say, Shelob-esque, I guess you could say. Oh, AC clicked off. But quite horrifying. Something happens with a small animal that is horrible, and I was just like, oh no, why'd you have to do that? Oh. So, and then cutscene to focusing on a different group. So, yeah, overall, I think I mentioned this already, that I'm not entirely sure what to rate this. It's not a 5-star. Maybe a 4-star, maybe like 3.5. Not sure if I'm gonna round up or down. Like, it's not bad. The romance that's happening in this book is, for me, just much less awkward and cringy than the others in the series. And that's just my own personal opinion. I haven't read a lot of romance in books in general. I don't love romance. If romance is in a book, that's fine, but I don't read a book because it's a romance or because of the romance. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get back home. I need to mow the lawn before I go to my aunt's place for kind of a birthday dinner pool party for my dad. His birthday is tomorrow. So, yeah, no sign of Haku. Too bad. But, yeah. Less than 100 pages from the end of this. Just got finished going through a big sequence that basically summarizes Kale's whole arc, conveniently. He's dealing with a bunch of his trauma. It was good. And, you know, I've had harsh words about Kale. I still don't. He's not a favorite character, still don't really like him, but, you know, he's gone through his own growth, and I had guessed this, had nothing to do with the plot really, but the fact that this book I figured was going to be a kind of a refreshing change of pace from the last book with all of the dramatic and aggressive Fae romance and behaviors. I'm like, well, I mean, I think that this book is going to have mostly human characters, so at least if there is romance, it'll maybe be a little bit less, you know, Fae-esque, and that has been true. So, you know, less than 100 pages to go. I'm excited to kind of be done with it. It's been good. It's been, you know, maybe I'll give it a 4 stars, still not sure what I'm going to rate it, but, yeah, let's see if I can't. I don't know if I'll finish it today. Maybe I will. But yeah, let's see where this last chunk of the book takes us. I'm also not sure how great this vlog is really gonna be. I'm used to having my critiques at the end and having time to think about exactly what I think about it, so trying to live react it. This is my first time, so please bear with me if this vlog is really all over the place and if my discussions about the book are unhelpful. They probably are, but hopefully it'll maybe give you a vague impression of how I'm feeling at the time, before having time to process it, but yeah. I have finished Tower of Dawn, and I am not sure if I want to round this up or down from, I think my rating would be a 3.5. And I'm still waffling on 3 or 4. I haven't written a review yet. I just finished it like 15 minutes ago. And it was good. It was good. I like that it took a break from there's so many characters in this series at this point, and this book focused only on a handful of them. It introduced new characters also, but it focused on a small subset of them, and there was none of the Fae, vying for dominance and growling at each other, all of that, which I know some people love, and I think I am just not one of those people, which is totally fine. So it was kind of nice not having that. But then it focused on one of my least favorite characters in the series, which is Chaol. And obviously from some of my reactions, I still don't really like him. I don't think... It's with the understanding that trauma and pain breeds difficult people sometimes, and I understand that, but he can just be such an asshole, and I just don't really like him still, but I like how the book ended. We'll see how everything comes together in the next book. It's hard to say if... this is part of the series. You're not supposed to skip this, I don't think. And we'll have to see how it fits in, if I'll be glad that I read this, or if I would have been like, oh, I could have just skipped it. Probably not. I keep hearing that you really should read it. It's meant to be part of the series, even though, as I mentioned before, the text is gold, which seems to imply it's like a side novel. Same with the prequel short story collection, also has the gold. But yeah, I think this was good. It was a nice change of pace, but it still took me a while to get through it. It is thicker. It was like 660 pages or something, so it wasn't small. The next book is like just under 1,000 pages, so that one's gonna take even longer, but this just kind of took me a while to get through. I wasn't super compelled a lot of the time. So we'll see. I might round this down to 3, even though it is a 3.5, but I think I might round it down. We'll see when I write my review, but yeah, so Tower of Dawn. So this might mark the end of this vlog. I mentioned that this might just be a Tower of Dawn reading vlog, not weekly, because this has been over several weeks now. I think I technically started this vlog July 4th, but yeah. So this is going to be my outro for this first vlog. I am sure it was chaotic as heck, and maybe my discussions about the book aren't actually super helpful or insightful or articulate at all, because I'm giving them live, and I mentioned this before, that I'm a lot more used to having time to really think about my thoughts and then present them in wrap-ups and stuff like that. It was still fun. I enjoyed it. I want to keep doing this and get better at articulating in the moment my thoughts about a book. And I just took a little bit of time to think about it, and I do think that I'm going to rate Tower of Dawn 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, 3.5 personally, but I'm just deciding to round it down just because overall I tend to weigh my just personal feelings about my experience reading the book for a rating. If I really enjoyed it, I maybe would round it up, but this one I just felt like it kind of dragged a little bit. It took me a while to finish it, and I just wasn't super enthralled by most of it, even though there were some moments that were cool and intense. Overall, I'm just rounding it down to a 3. Still enjoyed it. It's not my least favorite in the series, but yeah, so that is my reading vlog of Tower of Dawn, and I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break before I dive into Kingdom of Ash, because it is so long. I have some other books that I want to read, so I'm going to dive into those, but I just recently uploaded my mid-year freakout tag, and I mentioned that Kingdom of Ash is one that I do want to read before the end of the year, so it won't be too much longer till I read it, because knowing that I only have one book left in a series makes me a little bit antsy to finally wrap it up, so it won't be too long before I read it, but I won't be reading it directly after this. So thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. Let me know what you think, or just any comments that you have, if any of the things that I said line up with your thoughts on the book, if you've read it. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next vlog. Bye!